All right, ladies and gentlemen, guys, we'd like to welcome you to the show. This is your host of the evening, DJ Just J with Just Dimes ENT. As you guys know, we advocate for children first. We take a very harsh look at parenting in the Black community and things that are going on with us. And our content is going to be very difficult to absorb. I'm going to say some things that are not going to sit well with your sensibilities. So if you're sensitive and you cannot handle that type of content, if you can't handle me acting in a fatherly manner, then guess what? Hit that red X in the top right corner and exit my channel. You know why? Because there's no need to flaggy my channel. There's no need to flag my channel and report me like a lot of these people always do. But guess what? I feel you. We're going to continue to keep, I'm going to continue to keep doing what I do. We're going to continue to keep fighting for our children, and we're going to continue to keep fighting for nuclear families, mothers and fathers in the household. That's never going to stop. Here's the story. 4 juvenile males, yes, 4, count them, 4 juvenile males between the ages of 14 and 12 years old have been charged with what? Not with going to school and getting good grades, not for being on the honor roll, not for being a star athlete, not for being on the principal's honor roll, not for being on the governor's honor roll, not for being a hall monitor, not for being something positive, but 4 Black young men in the news, or lack thereof, for doing something that is just heinous and just unspeakable. They have been charged with kidnapping and raping a girl. Yes, these individuals on my screen in the state of Delaware. How many times have I done a story out of Delaware? I think never. How many stories have y'all come out of? How many stories have come out of Delaware? I think none. Because guess what? I tried to find some news videos on this, and guess how many I found? Absolutely none. And it makes me wonder, why doesn't Delaware think this is a big damn deal? I think it's an incredibly big deal. But let's talk about this. The gentlemen that I'm going to be talking about in this story, in no particular order, their names are Kabarshene, Kabarshene. Now, I know you guys get on to me about the way that I pronounce things, because I'm from the South. I can't pronounce things very properly. Tell me how y'all are supposed to pronounce that name. Kabarshene. To the parents of Kabarshene Ellis-Pinkney, please tell me, email me, email's right here. Where in the hell did you get this name from? Seriously, that is a stupid name to name a child. It's hard to pronounce, it's long, it's gonna automatically let people know what race he is. I mean, it's like, I just don't understand why we feel the need to continue to ostracize our race even more than what we already are. You guys feel where I'm coming from? He's age 14 years old. Then you have Lewis Miller, okay? Then there's Joseph James Carter, and they both are age 13. And then you have Jaden Glover, age 12. Now, the reason that the police put their names out here on this is because they are facing a criminal investigation and they could potentially be charged as adults, even though they are very, very young, and one of those young boys is not even a teenager. You guys catch that? They were arrested on Wednesday in Newcastle County, Delaware, on first-degree rape and kidnapping charges. That's pretty damn serious. Now, police say the little girl, or the girl, I'm not going to call her a little girl because we don't exactly know her age, because they're trying to protect her age and her identity for the rape shield law. You guys know how that goes, right? Now, the girl was heading home on the school bus when a schoolmate stole her cell phone and then forced her into a house, where she was then dragged into a home in Bear, which is a suburban community about 11 miles southwest of Wilmington, on December 11th, where she was repeatedly raped by 4 boys. You guys know Tommy just recently did a story on I think on TNN Raw, and definitely make sure to check out the story on his website. I'm looking forward to his show later on tonight about that particular case that he did. But we're talking about rape. We're talking about legitimate rape. If it legitimately happens, that's not something that we want to happen, and that's something that we're going to continue to keep speaking out against, okay? Now, the girl was said to have resisted and said that she said the word N-O, no, more than 15 times. And apparently that did not register to these young boys. Now, after the attack, two of the boys pointed a kitchen knife at the girl and threatened to shoot her if she told anyone. Does anybody see anything wrong with that? I'm going to read that part again. After the attack, the two of the boys pointed a kitchen knife at the girl and threatened to shoot her if she told anyone. I have a question. Why would they talk about a gun if they had a knife? I think that's subjective. Maybe it does matter. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But I'm just asking the question. If they pointed a knife, why would they talk about threats of a gun? Thank you, Eguzisme. Pointed a knife and threatened to shoot her. I just think that sounds weird. Now, if you guys are wondering if I'm going to play any news videos, the answer is no. There are no news videos. How many of you guys think that's crazy? So all you're going to hear is just my commentary. That's it. Please hit the like button. We got 165 people here. I'm hoping we get 200 or better, maybe 3 or 4. I don't know. But please hit the thumbs up for me, please. Scroll down, look down. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do that. It is their mind state. A knife can't shoot. Yeah, hey, look. Here we go. Let's keep going. Now, the 4 boys were arrested Wednesday after authorities uncovered evidence linking the suspects to the crime, including video of the rape recorded on the victim's cell phone. Lord have mercy. I'm going to read this again if you guys did not catch that. The 4 boys were arrested Wednesday after authorities uncovered evidence, not based on what the girl told the police or her parents told the police, but because of what they found on the cell phone that was recorded on the victim's cell phone, not even on their personal phones. I'm not trying to tell them how to do crimes better, but what I'm telling you is the fact that most of these crimes, it seems like since like 2018, 2017, maybe even a little bit before that, most of these crimes and the things that are committed are found because they are recording, they're incriminating themselves on tape. I just think that's crazy. Saren Rose, we're definitely going to talk about that aspect. Absolutely. The evidence is on the phone that they stole from her. Guys, I'm just saying, you know, we can live 1,000 times and I don't think you could duplicate this. A police spokesman said that the victim was under the age of 18, so they at least say that, could not reveal her specific age due to privacy concerns. Now, after the assault, Miller and James Carter went on to threaten the victim with a weapon, which was a knife, and warn her not to tell anyone what happened, according to the police. Now, detectives from the Newcastle County Division of Police Family Services Squad, ooh, that's a long name, Newcastle County Division of Police Family Services Squad, launched an investigation and identified the 4 suspects because they saw the tape. Now, after executing search warrants, police said they found further evidence tying the 4 suspects to the crime and arrest warrants were obtained. All 4 were arrested without incident and charged with felony counts of first-degree rape, first-degree kidnapping, first-degree conspiracy, and second-degree unlawful sexual contact, according to police. Now, a hearing is scheduled to determine if the 4 will be prosecuted as adults, according to local reports, which is going to be a big thing. My question to you guys, and I'm asking you guys that are watching the story And Delina Hernandez, I know you guys can't record, so I'm going to read that part again. These 4 boys were arrested for first-degree rape, first-degree kidnapping, first-degree conspiracy, second-degree unlawful sexual contact, according to the police, because what they did was as she was getting off the school bus, they stole her cell phone, dragged her into her house, and raped this girl. 4 of them. So even if you didn't hear the beginning of this particular stream, then if you heard that part, then you are now up to speed on where we are right now. Okay? Now, the reason their pictures have been up is because they could potentially be charged as adults, but they're not adults. And they haven't made a determination as to whether they're adults. To me, that's a problem. I think you need to be definitive if you're going to charge them as adults or not. If not, then don't put their information out there because there are minors. You know also why that is? It's because most minors that are charged with criminal offenses, okay? Remember, we're being objectional here. Most minors that are charged with criminal offenses, usually their records are sealed, so that way once they cross the threshold of being adults, then those records cannot be brought up and used against them. Did you guys catch that? How's that for not being, so biased? I'm not defending them in no shape, form, or fashion. I'm actually going to be on the contrary on this, okay? Now, let's keep going. Miller is also charged with 1 count of felony possession of a deadly weapon, a knife, during the commission of a felony, the rape, on 1 count of felony aggravated menacing. If you guys are not familiar with the word menacing, then please look that up. It's a weird thing that only men are charged with, okay? But felony aggravated menacing, which is the threat, 1 count of misdemeanor terroristic threatening, 1 count of misdemeanor theft under $1,500, the cell phone, and 1 count of misdemeanor endangering the welfare of a child, which is the kidnapping. Now, James Carter is also charged with 1 count of felony possession of a deadly weapon during the commission of a felony and 1 count of felony aggravated menacing. Miller is being held in lieu of $65,000, $65,500 secured bail. The other 3 suspects are being held pending cash bail of $104,000. Golly. Police say detectives are concerned there may be more victims. I wonder why. Now, it's unclear whether the 4 had lawyers who could speak on their behalf. Police said that the investigation led them to be concerned that there may have been other victims. Now, anyone with information pertaining to the case is urged to contact Newcastle County Police, and the phone number is 302-395-2745. Again, that's Newcastle County Police. Their information, 302-395-2745. You're only encouraged to call if you have information pertaining to this case that could lead them to more information about these arrests or these criminals or whatever the case is, all right? Now, let's talk about this, and we're going to keep this really short. If you guys have anything that you guys want me to say or anything like that, if you guys want me to know something in the chat, type it in the chat, or you can send a super chat through and I will make sure and read those. And then we actually do have one. Hold on. Oh, actually, we don't. Shout out to my guy Chevelle for donating to the show. Definitely appreciate that. Let me see what this link is that you sent me, and I'll take a look. I'm looking at it right now, so give me just a moment. Hashtag, where is Black Lives Matter? It doesn't seem like Black Lives really matter when it's supposed to matter. Okay, I got sent one video. I guess I could play it on the show. I guess that's okay. So let me pull that up real quick, because I found, excuse me, not me, I didn't found, but I had somebody send me the one and only video that was out there on this. I forgot to post the show. Uh-oh. Oopsie. That's okay. Maybe they'll tune in on the next time around. That's okay. All right. So here we go. I forgot to post that video in a group, but it's okay. So let me see if I can play this without much interruption. Give me just a moment. Usually I have these videos downloaded, but in this case I don't. We might hear a commercial. But give me just a moment. Let me get this on the screen for you guys. Real quick. We're going to work. And again, man, if you guys are watching the show right now, if you have not already done so, please hit the thumbs up. You know why? Because it'll share the show and let other people know that we're live. We've got 182 people watching. I would hope that we would get a few more people in the building. So let's go ahead and give this fair usage before we show this, because I don't want to get flagged, okay? Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Boom. Real quick. Let me see. Let's get this off the screen. Okay. Let's see if I can get this to play for you guys.
4 young boys are under arrest tonight for a hideous crime in Newark, Delaware. Tonight they face charges for raping a girl, and police fear there may be more victims. The attack happened inside a home on the unit block of Auckland Drive last month. Newcastle County officials say a 14-year-old, 2 13-year-olds, and a 12-year-old forced the girl inside a home. Investigators say 2 of the teenagers also threatened the victim with a gun, warning her not to report the rape. The suspects are being charged as juveniles with felony rape and kidnapping.
Now, they said there's supposed to be a hearing to determine whether they're going to charge them as adults or not. So I don't know if that's definitive or not, but I want to say thank you to my sister Chastity, and that's why I love you guys, man. Y'all are so helpful whenever I need it. So we were able to at least get y'all at least the only news video that I was able to even obtain. So here's what I want to talk about. First and foremost, where are the parents of any of these kids? I want to hear from the mother and father of the girl that was raped. We don't have to hear from the girl because obviously she is the victim, but I would love to hear from her parents. Where were the parents of all 4 of these boys? Kabar Ellis-Pinkney, age 14, Lewis Miller and Joseph James Carter, age 13, and Jaden Glover, age 12. Where are their parents? Where's their mother? Where's their father? I can almost guarantee you that they're probably only mothers in this story. I would love to be wrong about that. So if you guys know better, y'all let me know. Maybe I'm missing this. Where are the fathers? I can almost guarantee you that these boys don't have fathers in the home. You know why? Because they don't have any sexual value in themselves. Thank you, Sarah. This is why I love my best friend. Guys, y'all are going to love having Sarah in the chat. I'm going to tell you guys why. She said, where did they get the idea of a train rape? I'm going to tell you guys, it's been a long time since me and Sarah talked, and I don't even think she knows that I even do a YouTube show, but now she definitely does. But the fact that we start clicking just as if we ain't never stopped talking, that's awesome. Where did they get the idea from? Who's raising them? Right? Amazing, amazing. I love that. Now, my personal opinion, I took some notes because I always used to take notes when I used to do the old shows. Boys have no value in their sexuality. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about this, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Boys have no value in their sexuality. You know why? Because they don't have a man there to tell them what the value is of their sexuality. It takes a man to be able to raise boys. If you want good men, you have to raise good boys. Boys will generally turn into good men if they are raised by a man that shows them their true value in themselves by their DNA biological fathers. Most times when boys turn to gangs, it's usually because they don't have a father figure in their life. And I'm not going to even say father figure. I'm going to just say father. Their DNA biological father. There's usually a huge void in there. Most gangs and gang members usually come from fatherless households, okay? That's a statistic that you guys can look up. When it comes to the sexual value of boys, we're taught not anything about our value when it comes to our seed. If we are to lose our seed to a woman, we become valueless. The woman has all the value. A woman is praised for her sexuality. A woman is lusted for her sexuality. A woman is projected and she is subjected and she is put in high regard for her sexuality. As a matter of fact, in a lot of cases, especially in the Black community, our women are only lauded for their sexuality. Somebody tell me when I lied, please. If I'm putting out some false information, I would love for my people in the chat to tell me where I'm wrong. I'm going to say that again. Another downside to our sisters having a high value in their sexuality is the fact that they are only valued for their sexuality. Tommy talks about this all the time. Shout out to my brother, Tommy Sotomayor. If y'all don't like the fact that I shout out Tommy, then it is what it is, because that's my partner. I always have love for my brother Tommy, because he's been spitting truth and facts since day one, right? You guys see that every time our sisters are taking pictures, they are showing off their sexual body parts. They're showing off their behind, they're showing off their front, and in a lot of cases, I think it's even weird, the fact that when our sisters take pictures, you don't even see their faces. From the neck up, you don't see them. From the legs down, you don't see them. All you see is what it is that they feel like all it is they have to offer. So naturally, when guys approach them, that's all they're gonna think. So essentially, the terminology of bitch is female dog. Why would we call a woman that and personify it as a human being, woman? The reason for that, especially with our Black sisters, is because we call them that because of what they lead with. The reason why women attract dudes that ain't nothing, dogs, is because of what you lead with. You attract what you lead with. So if you attract dogs, it's because of what you lead with. You guys notice that. If you have not ever thought about that, then start looking at the photos that they post online. Usually, they're going to show their ass more times than none. But you wonder why you get a very, very low quality man. Okay? Now, let's move on to the next thing. No fathers. Statistics show that most criminals come from fatherless households, especially in the Black community. They don't have any value in themselves. They don't know what their worth is. They don't know what they want to grow up to be. They think that they are nothing. You can have a mother in the home, and more times than none, that boy is still not going to have any value in himself, no matter how hard his mama loves him. Because of the fact that deep down inside in his DNA, further than what he can even fathom and understand, is he has a longing for his father to show him his true value. If he does not have that, then he's not going to value other people. He is not going to value other people's property, and he's not going to value other races and creeds of other people. In turn, those kids turn around and attack everybody else. Now, it becomes bigger than just a Black issue. Because then they're going to turn around and go lash after other people's property, other people's daughters, and other people in general. Now it becomes a problem on the rest of the world, especially knowing the fact that a smaller percentage of the 13% of the Black population, which is Black men, knowing that there are more Black women, so you're talking about 5% of Black men, are 50% plus of the criminal population in jail. Which is also why we talk about the school to prison pipeline. Case in point, they are in grade school. They are going to prison if they are convicted of first-degree rape and first-degree all of this other bull crap. You are looking at a live example of everything that I've been preaching this entire year and a half that I've been on this channel preaching my message of advocating for children first. You are looking at 4 young Black boys that have no value in themselves that are literally going to go straight from school to where? Prison. Now tell me that that's not by design. we could talk about this supreme thing around us that is affecting us. We could talk about our poverty and all of this kind of other good stuff, but what we won't do is we won't hold each other accountable, and I think that's weird. If you see a person doing something wrong, I'm a father. If I see another kid doing something wrong, I'm going to go talk to that kid. I'm going to say something, even if their parents get mad. I'm a man. I can defend myself. That's exactly why men are needed. That's exactly why men are important. We don't expect for women to go fight our battles, do we? Or am I wrong? Y'all are in the chat, y'all tell me. Do you guys think that we should send our sisters, our strong queens, to go fight our battles for us? How many people think that that's the way it should be? Because me personally, the ones that go to battle for you should be the ones that you take care of, your men. How many times are men lauded? How many times are men praised? How many times are men, quote unquote, uplifted? Shout out to the pro-blacks. You love to use that uplift word. We need to uplift our sisters. Yes, fine. But that doesn't mean to disparage your men. I'm going to say that again. You don't have to uplift women at the cost of disparaging men. You can have both. You can uplift the black women and you can also uplift the black men. So if the black men are affecting us, which statistics show that they are, in the most negative way, then maybe we should go a different direction rather than keep kicking them down. Brothers need to step up, be a man, get some nuts, this and that. All these weird colloquialisms that we have about our black men that are, you need to step up and be a man and pay child support and don't worry about whether you can see your kid or not. Men have emotions. It matters. We have 100 million examples to show you that it matters. Every community around the world, this is why our videos matter so much. This is why our voice, our thought process, truth and logic matter more than everybody else. And that's the reason why we're sticking out like a sore thumb or the nail that needs to be hammered. It's because our message matters to all communities. You could take this black community message and apply it to everyone else and it'll still count just the same. Let's keep going. Another point that I wanted to make are why are men willing to ruin their entire lives for women and their sexuality? Wow, isn't that deep? Why are men willing to ruin their entire lives for the sexuality of women? I want you guys to think about this. If they are to try these young boys as adults, how many of y'all do you think that these boys, if they're convicted to the fullest extent of the law as adults, how many of y'all think that these boys will go on to be something productive in life? Anybody? Is Tommy in the chat? I don't know. I did miss him in the chat. Shout out to my brother Tommy. You know that's funny how I'm sitting there giving my brother praise and props. Oh, he said say that shit. Shout out to my brother Tommy. I'm sorry. I didn't even see you in the chat, bro. I wasn't even looking. So yeah, shout out to my brother Tommy. And I just think that that's part of what we do. Shout out to my brother Relationship Rehab and everybody else, man, that, you know, when you speak from the heart, man, what's in your heart is going to come out and it's going to be seen. When we talk about us ruining our entire lives for the sexuality of women, I honestly believe that these boys are not going to be anything ever in life. I think their lives are over. Do y'all think that that's harsh on me to say that? I don't. Let's think about this. If these boys are convicted, and let's just say if they're convicted as adults, they're going to do what, 10 years? Let's just say if they do 5 years, the oldest being 14. That means he'll be almost 20 years old by the time he gets out of prison. So what is he supposed to do after he gets out of prison? He has multiple felonies on his record. What job is he going to work? What woman is going to want to be? Well, in our community, he might actually be able to get a woman. But let's just say a reasonable, rational woman. What woman is going to want to have children by a man that is a rapist? I would hope that a person with some common sense about themselves would say, nah, not me. I'm good. I'm good. I don't want to have the father of my children to be a damn child rapist. I would understand that thought process if you're a responsible adult. I would actually understand that. What school is going to let him in as a rapist and a felon? What job is going to put him in a managerial position? What type of career is he supposed to create? If he's lucky enough in this day and age, maybe he could turn around and turn an industry in this social media age into something and speak against the negativity that our youth continue to keep doing because they don't have any value in themselves. That might be the only way. I'm just throwing it out there. Last but not least, this happening around MLK's birthday. Can we talk about this for a moment? Or at least the celebration, maybe not the actual birthday, because from what I heard, the birthday and the celebration is two different things. But I'll leave that for you guys to let me know. On MLK Day, this is the type of thing that we're thinking about. We're not thinking about building businesses. We're not thinking about making investments. We're not thinking about buying property. We're not thinking about taking, political seats in office, not only in the government office, at the executive level. We're not thinking about taking up office of mayor. We're not thinking about taking up office of alderman in our cities, in our counties, in our towns. We're not thinking about being lawyers. We're not thinking about being anything that can actually make real impact in our communities. Right? When you talk about MLK, one thing that I personally believe, and I think I might have heard Tommy talk about this, and maybe he can correct me if I'm wrong, but one thing I have always believed is this, is I believe that what MLK was fighting for, integration, was the wrong thing to fight for. I think it was completely the wrong thing to fight for. I think what we should have fought for was equality, not integration. The reason for that is because as men, as human beings, eventually all that race stuff is not going to matter if you have equality. If every man is equal in the eyes of the law, then all that race stuff eventually is not going to matter, no matter how hard they try to push out that propaganda. That race and classism actually matters. If every man is equal, then you can go get a job based on what your qualifications are. You can buy this home based on what your qualifications are. You can move in these circles based on what your resume is. You are treated by anybody and everybody, including police, based on the fact that you are equal as far as being human beings. Not based on the fact that you are forcing yourself into other people's circles. That's also why our community has no value. In turn, why we always look at everybody else and say, well, this group of people do it. Group of people do it. It's because we don't have any value and any standards in ourselves. We don't have a core set of values in the Black community that we ride and die by. And that's hurting us, it's killing us, and you turn around and watch our youth continue to destroy ourselves, destroy our world, destroy our future. Well, guess what? I know for me and my lineage, that's not going to happen. I'm raising a daughter that is going to be freaking amazing because her father is freaking amazing, right? Her mother, the same, educated. We are empowering ourselves to do something bigger, and we're going to turn around and make sure that our generation of, and actually, while I'm talking about this, I've got a bunch of my family members and cousins and them getting ready to finish their high school, getting ready to go off to college, and I'm already watching some of the things that they're doing, and I'm telling you, they're going to be amazing adults. So I'm absolutely looking forward to this next generation coming up as far as my personal family. But guys, I'm begging you, to my ladies, to my men, to my fathers out there, it is important not only that we be in the fathers' lives, but since the women hold the key in our community, that I'm begging our sisters, please think before you procreate. If you're going to procreate, then you probably should be in a marriage. If you're not going to be in a marriage, then don't procreate, because it's not going to end up being beneficial to the kid. If you care about that kid, if you care about the world, if you care about life, if you care about anything, then don't turn around and put a burden on the kid. If you know that you're in an impoverished situation, then don't put more children in impoverished situations until you are able to figure that thing out. It's not right and it's not fair. That's my 2 cents. I'm going to end the show just like that. I'll let you guys know how the rest of this thing turns out. I sincerely hope that there is some type of intervention in here. I don't think that sending these boys to jail for 12 years or whatever it is that they're going to get at the fullest extent of the law, I don't think that's going to help them. I don't think that's going to be helpful to that girl. I don't think it's going to be helpful at all to just throw them away and lock them up and throw away the key. I don't think that's beneficial at all. We have to start having more value in our seeds. The only way that that's going to happen is with fathers. So shout out to all my sisters out there that believe in marriage, the sanctity of marriage, and having fathers in the household. For the women that think that that's important to have their children be raised by their biological fathers. All right, man, I want to say thank you guys so much, man. Prayer hands up. We're going to end the show just like that.